What's up, people? Welcome back to the Boxing Objective. Due to popular demand, today's video will be about Eddie Hall. Before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that at the 200 subscriber mark, I'm going to be giving away a whole slew of boxing related prizes. All you have to do to be entered into the competition is like, comment and subscribe. Once you've left the comment, I'll have your name and I will be able to put it into the hat for the prize draw. I'll be announcing the lucky winners at the 200 subscriber mark. Best of luck. Now, Eddie Hall and the Mountain are going to be settling the score once and for all in between the ropes on the 18th of September in Jacksonville in Florida. Eddie Hall is currently in camp. I believe the Mountain is also, and he's posted a video talking about what he's going to be doing in training camp, and it looks like they've got the right idea over there because what they want to do is work on the man's mobility. He is looking a lot leaner. He's looking a bit smaller. He's still, you know, a giant of a man. I think, you know, they're working along the right lines. In all honesty, I think a lot of people should really take a lot of inspiration from what these guys are doing, and even the YouTuber boxer situation, because these guys, they don't have to do this. I think when you really want to test yourself and find out who you are, boxing can do that. Boxing can teach you a lot about yourself, and you can develop as a person, not just through boxing, but through sports in general. And it's kind of interesting because I guess a lot of people in a lot of different ways will shy away from the challenges life can throw at you, when in some ways these challenges and the suffering that we bear, it kind of makes us who we are. You can go to a place within yourself that you never knew existed. And it's strange because it's kind of like we don't fully realize how many people absolutely love boxing, the idea of two warriors colliding, the idea of a fight. And when you look back through history, you know, people used to do this for entertainment, but back then it was like, you know, the Romans, like it was a fight to the death. I heard somebody say something years ago, you know, if you was at like a facility and there was a basketball game going on in the back, a football match going on in the front, and a fight going on in the parking lot, everyone's going to be at the parking lot wanting to see what the hell's going on with the fight. And it's true. It is so true. A lot of people won't look at this boxing match between Eddie Hall and the Mountain, or Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley, or whoever, these celebrity boxing matches, and really feel the interest in it. I tell you what, right? Just think about it. You have to have courage, real true courage and bravery to go out there and do that in front of people, let alone on TV for the whole world to see, because you are risking the chance of getting your ass beat in front of everyone. Now, there's no shame in going out there and doing your best and coming up short, as long as you've done your best. And as long as you go out there swinging, you make a good account of yourself. There's no shame in losing, right? Because you don't really lose, do you? You either win and you learn. That's life. And I got to commend these guys for doing it. You know, everybody who has watched Strongman is going to be intrigued as to what this is going to, you know, as to what's going to unfold. I believe this fight is going to sell. It's quite simply because their long-term rivalry has manifested in a damn fight. Like, this is this is a real thing now. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine the amount of beefs and differences that could be settled in a boxing match if people just decided, like, all right, you that's what you want, okay, let's go. Imagine like Boris Johnson versus Donald Trump, if they just was to you know, imagine if our world leaders was to just decide, you know what, we're not going to send hundreds of thousands of troops, of our young soldiers, to go and fight. I'll tell you what, mate, you pick a time, pick a date, and we'll settle it between us. You just bring your flipping boxing gloves. I think the world would be a better place. I really do. I find it really interesting as to, you know, man's primal instinct of the way to settle a disagreement. You understand what I mean? But obviously there's consequences. You can't just walk up to somebody and punch him in the face. You're gonna go to prison. If people were encouraged more to box, you know, imagine they was to really start to promote boxing in schools, you know, really embed this kind of sport. You understand? Imagine the difference it could make. Who knows? There could even be less knives on the street if these kids were just allowed to just settle their differences like men, you know? hand to hand. And it's funny because I think a lot of people may have a perception of boxers, but yeah, these guys fight. They're ready to fight. They're going to fight anybody. But if you think about it, that energy and that aggression that a lot of us who don't take part in any of these sorts of sports, we have to walk around and carry it. You know what I mean? These guys, they get to let it out. When you let these things out, you become a more of a calm person. There's things like white collar boxing, which anybody can go and take part in doing. And even just to experience something like that, I mean, it might not be your cup of tea, that's fair enough. It's kind of like, how can I put it? Imagine the people that criticize football, who are not fans of football, and oh, I can't see the big deal. They're just kicking around the ball. And then they step to a football and they try to kick it. And then they realize, like, whoa, you know, what these guys are doing with the ball is actually quite remarkable. You know, you could say the same. It's like, you know, people who play golf. Have you ever tried to hit that damn ball and make it fly like that? It ain't easy. I like the fact that we live in a time where people in general are trying to be as healthy as they've ever been, and health and fitness and everything is fashionable. It's popping. It's really, really taken seriously. And obviously, social media has played its part in making health and fitness seen the way it is now. But I think there is one idea that people miss, and it is how important sports and physical activity generally is to a human being. Now, you don't have to box, you don't. I recommend you give it a try, of course, but you don't have to box. You just have to make sure you do something, because I think human beings, the way we exist in modern society, is kind of like, as we invent more things and as civilization goes forward into the future, it's like we're just becoming more lazy, you know? The average man a few hundred years ago, we had to build everything by hand. Maybe way back further than that in history. But if you think about it, we used to have to build everything with our hands and hunt for our food. We don't have to do these things anymore, you know? The more technology we invent, the less we seem to be doing anything physical. Some people have this terrible idea in their head of not realizing the importance of physical exercise. Imagine all of these things that you're going through, this weighing heavy on your life, heavy on your mind, that you're struggling to get around. You could go out and get some regular exercise, and all of that stuff that's weighing you down will go from weighing a ton to being as light as a feather. Believe me, because the strain of lack of physical exercise has on your mindset is incredible, you know? And just to go out and move your body, put your body under the right kind of physical strain to make yourself stronger, is a key component in life that we, as a society, we don't just have to teach each other, we don't just have to teach ourselves, we have to instill this in the generations to come. And it's really, really important. It's not just important to me, it should be important to you as well. But guys, I'm so sorry, I've strayed completely off the subject there. Definitely, everybody should try to box, see what happens. You might like it. You don't have to fight, you know. You might find that, you know, going in and hitting the bag, learn how to do the pads and learn how to jump rope, doing all of these things, you know. There's a lot of group events that go on, the white collar boxing and stuff like that. If you wanted to really give it a try, you know, they'll match you with somebody with an equal skill level to yours, and you guys can go in and test yourselves in between the rope. Even if it's not boxing, find something to do. You have to, because the thing about boxing, it's the same for life. These guys who box are coming from nothing and having nothing, and they're literally out there trying to fight for their lives, fight for a better tomorrow, trying to fight their way out of what problems they're in. I mean, I don't know many boxers that haven't got a backstory that's involved them trying to better themselves. It's what we're all trying to do. It's what the human race is trying to do. We're all trying to be better than last time, better than before, better for the future, best versions of ourselves. And sports is a key component of that, you know? I find that training in the gym generally gives my brain a rest from or whatever it is I'm going through or dealing with. Every time I go in there and train, I'm not thinking about anything. It's like I'm taking a holiday from the world for 2 hours where I just train, and all I'm thinking about is training. You know, it's a great way to give your brain a rest, and not just boxing. I can't say that enough. I recommend boxing 100%, but find something to do. Find something that's gonna, you know, stimulate you in a way to create a better version of you that is healthier and stronger. I mean, Tyson Fury says it all the time. he's battling his mental health, and all the training is keeping that at bay. And I mean, what more better example do you need of somebody who battled back? I do need to do a video on Tyson Fury and talk about this because it's important, you know? It's really important. But anyway, I didn't talk about Eddie Hall much, but we all wish him the best of luck, and I believe he's going to win that one. I think he's the better boxer. I think he's better skilled. You know, these guys are both going to go in there and they're going to collide, and a winner is going to emerge when the dust settles, and I believe it's going to be Eddie Hall. So best of luck to you, sir. But that's all I got to say about this subject. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.